moment of the week that comes the day after Smackdown is on the television. And that's when we release the Smackdown Rundown upon the YouTube Vision. Where we talk about
YouTube Vision? Is that what you said?
Yep.
Okay.
What the hell just happened. And you know what? Smackdown. Staying consistent.
Yeah.
Dropping some cool shit.
Yeah, this was a bit more...
Outdoing Raws.
This was a bit more of a story-driven Smackdown. We still have two...
Which is okay, because that's just not the norm for Smackdown, kind of like it is for Raw.
Yeah. And we still have 2 weeks till No Mercy, so so they're trying to build a lot of these feuds. Let's go into the big story that happened throughout the night was the Randy Orton Bray Wyatt thing. This is what we opened the show with Randy Orton coming out and saying, Bray, I understand why you come out here and talk about fear, and it's because you're afraid of me. Now everyone has fears, whether it's heights or spiders or... And he got a little smirk. He's like, snakes.
Because
he's a fucking snake. And so then he's like, you know what, Bray? Come on out here. If you're a man, if you got what it takes, come out here. No mind games, no sneak attacks, nothing. So we do a little Bray Wyatt thing. Bray Wyatt pops up and asks Randy if he knows about the story of Hansel and Gretel. Talks about how they were traveling through the forest and left breadcrumbs to find their way home. And he tells Randy Orton that he's left his own trail of breadcrumbs for Randy Orton to follow, and says that Randy Orton will delve into the prison that is his mind, and just kind of he challenges Randy to do whatever it is that he's got set up for him. Bray Wyatt disappears from the Tron, and Randy's like, okay, I'll accept that challenge.
Except Bray Wyatt's breadcrumbs aren't actually breadcrumbs.
No.
They're
metaphorical breadcrumbs.
A giant arrow,
which is
made of sticks.
Sticks and look almost like they were like pelts or something that were tying it together or some sort of
And it was also attached to the wall on a mechanism that could just spin it.
Yeah, and so it was there was a set. It looked like a set of lockers almost, and it was pointing to the right, and he's like, of course Bray Wyatt wants me to go that way. I'm not going to do that. So he turns the thing around just to kind of piss Bray Wyatt off, and he goes around the other side. Then we pan back over, and the arrow has been turned back the other way. We pan over a little bit further, and Eric Rowan is standing there with his ram mask on, full-on ram horns going on.
Yeah, and it's kind of I just feel like Rowan was there oh, this was supposed to go this way. Whoop. He missed, I always feel like that's what I want this to be, is if we were to see the behind the scenes, Rowan's just walking up and he completely missed Randy Orton's, being in the hallway, and he just goes in there and goes, oh, this must have got spun by accident. Whoop. And then put it back.
And then every time Randy did something, we had Bray Wyatt's response to it, Bray Wyatt says after this was you never were very good at taking directions, you want to do your own thing. Well, that's fine, Randy, I'm still waiting. And then brings out an hourglass.
Yeah.
And starts singing He's Got the Whole World in His Hands, and and says, time waits for no man. So it was a cool callback to something that was kind of the height of the Wyatt family when they were using that song.
Yeah, and then the next go around, Randy Orton meets a little crossroads.
Yeah.
There's a door on either side of him.
And 2 electrical boxes that say the same thing.
Yeah, which is basically saying, pick one of the doors.
Yeah, there's one way out, choose wisely.
And one door says predator or prey.
Yeah.
And then the other door said, what did the door say?
The other one said, I am a god.
Yeah. And he opens the door on his left.
Yeah, he opens the I am a god first.
And there is the most terrifying thing I've seen on SmackDown in a long time, which was a cardboard cutout of Randy Orton from like 10 years ago.
With dead eyes.
With like the eyes cut out and like a light behind it.
Yeah, like luminescent dead eyes.
And I was like, whoa, weird. And then Orton goes over to the other door.
I really liked what they did with this bit.
And opens it a little bit.
Because he's like, okay, if that was behind that one, there's obviously something worse is going to be on this side, so I'm going to be very careful with what I'm doing.
Yeah, and he opens it just a tiny bit, and then like the camera pans around to like where you can see the other side of the door.
Yeah, and all you see, the door's open about this wide, just enough for Randy to just kind of like look down the hall one way, and he's not looking that way.
Yeah, but in that way is Eric Rowan again.
Yeah, like
in the mask.
With like his hand on. It was such a horror movie type thing where he's got his hand on the wall and he's staring at the wall, like almost he's staring through it at Randy Orton. And Randy's like, that's a bad idea.
Yeah. Well, my thought again. This is going off the Eric Rowan not knowing Randy Orton's there mentality is like. Like
Roman's just fucking up the entire
play. No, he's not fucking it up. He's just kind of like, he's a step behind.
He's unaware.
Because I feel like somebody's trying to open, like he thinks somebody's trying to come through, and when his hand is reaching, he's really just trying to reach and close the door.
He's like, you're not supposed to open this one.
But then Orton shuts it, and then I think Rowan realizes he's locked in the hallway. Like he's locked, and it just starts jiggling. And Rowan is stuck.
Yeah. So then Bray's response to this is when one door closes, another one opens, and Randy, I'm still waiting for you. The door is wide open, and I'm sitting here watching you like a mouse in a maze. You don't know whether to go left or right or up or down. I'm waiting. The door's open, Randy. So then time goes by a little bit more, and then we go straight to Bray, who's sitting there going, I thought you'd be better at this, Randy. I was expecting more. It's like, I've given you all these clues, and this is my world. Where are you? Where are you, coward? And then all of a sudden, another lamb mask pops up over the shoulder of Bray Wyatt.
And this one's wearing a hoodie with no sleeves.
Yes, and that's definitely not Eric Rowan. And Randy takes the mask off and just kind of stares at Bray, while Bray just like, where are you? Where are you? And then he turns around and sees it. Oh, shit. And then Randy just punches him in the face, like, pummels the hell out of him, ends up getting Bray Wyatt to, like, run away from wherever the hell they are. And then it gets weird again, because Randy picks the mask up that he was wearing, puts it back on, sits in the chair, and like tilts his head, and the camera pans in, and then it pans back out, and he's got his arms out,
and he's like rocking back and forth a little bit.
But like the camera keeps like rewinding and fast forwarding.
Yeah, it's using the fucking boomerang. Filter that they use on Snapchat.
Yeah, it's just yeah. And then. Now, I don't know if this was intended to be part of it. I don't think it was.
I do because I realized...
Think it was?
I do because they were doing, like, the same motion. Where they were both sitting down and they were both, like, rocking back and forth.
Okay, yeah.
So I think they're trying to show, like, parallels.
Okay, because it cuts to Bray Wyatt, like, Randy Orton just disappears. It cuts to Bray Wyatt just sitting there in the chair, and there's, like, other warbled voices and sounds happening.
Yeah, there's, like, a weird laugh.
Yeah, and then everything just cuts off. And we go to the commentators, and they're like, what the fuck? So, a very interesting route they were going with Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt here.
Yeah, JBL, I think, brought up a good point, is that, like, Randy Orton's the first person to, like, try and get into the mind of Bray Wyatt.
Cena did a little bit. Like, it works better for Randy, because Randy's been known for those, like, that mental break that he's had at times where he's just gone into full-on, like, sadistic Randy Orton mode. So I feel like he's got a little bit more of a likeness to get into that mindset just to show Bray that he's not afraid.
Yeah, and I think like unlike like other, because I know other people have tried like the mind games with Bray Wyatt, like, you know, I'm not scared of you, blah 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 blah. This doesn't work, but like this is to me the first time where somebody's literally trying to be the Bray Wyatt to Bray Wyatt.
Right.
You know, Randy Orton sitting in Bray Wyatt's room on Bray Wyatt's chair with a Wyatt family mask on.
Yeah.
Like, actually being like, guess what? You know, not just saying I'm as fucked up as you, but like proving it. Like, saying that, you know what? You're dealing with somebody who's been like this before you were even a thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, a very, very interesting way that they're going about this. So let's go ahead and back. Let's talk about the lady stuff. That was actually a pretty quick thing. We had a tag team match. This was a rematch from what was supposed to happen last week. We had Carmella and Natalya taking on Nikki Bella and Naomi. This match actually got to happen.
Yeah.
Carmella didn't lose her shit and beat the hell out of Nikki Bella.
No, she squeaked a lot though.
She squeaked a lot. Naomi one-upped her in the moonwalking game. The match was okay. Well, you know, there wasn't anything like spectacular that come out. It was a solid tag team match.
Yeah.
That Carmella ended up getting a win, like a legit win, after I don't remember exactly what took Naomi out. But she's left in the ring with both Carmella and Natty. She's got Carmella in the corner, and she sees Natty coming in. She turns around and hits the big forearm. But that's enough to, you know, kind of let Carmella get herself back into mindset. She just rolls Nikki up, like, as far up on her shoulders as she can possibly get her, latches her arms around one of her legs, and just yanks it down, and has her in the most compact pin she could possibly do. And she gets a straight up clean win over Nikki Bella.
Yeah, and it's a good pin for Carmella because she is at a significant size disadvantage over almost every other female on the roster.
Yeah, except for maybe Alexa.
Yeah, and Alexa's just a height advantage.
Yeah.
You know, Alexa's still thick compared to Carmella.
Absolutely.
But it was a good use of, like, you know, saying, like, okay, I might be small, I might not be experienced, but I've still got tricks.
Yeah,
you know?
She's fast. And so she was able to get that pin on Nikki really quick, and Nikki was already distracted having to take out Natalya at the same time and not have Naomi to watch her back.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Guess you ain't feeling the glow right now, are you, Nikki?
Oh, shit. So, good win for Carmella. We also, Becky was supposed to do something, but she didn't even get off the aisle until Alexa beat the crap out of her and held up the title and said, "You don't deserve this, Becky." And, you know, it's just really... I think this is one of the first sneak attacks we've ever seen Alexa do, you know, other than maybe the contract signing last week. But, yeah, no, Alexa is really trying to just get inside Becky's head. And
She's trying to nail that point home.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch isn't deserving of that championship.
Well, I don't know. Okay, so we had... Alright, so we had one... Yeah, we had a couple of little things. So we had...
The 8-man tag?
Huh?
The 8-man tag?
Yeah, we can go to the 8-man tag.
Yeah, American Alpha teaming with Beauty and the Man Beast, facing the Usos and the Ascension.
Now, before we get into the match, I want you to comment down below, which do you think is the weirder combination? Because we were talking. My personal vote is the Usos and the Ascension. You said they would probably fit better if the Usos were still doing paint.
Yeah.
And I opted that it would look a little better if the Usos adopted the dick scarves.
Yeah.
So either way.
Absolutely.
But for
you know
those
what it would have been? It's the same thing though. You know, when the Usos are wearing paint, sometimes they do the shirt over the waist.
The makeshift dick
Yeah.
scarf. Okay.
So if it would have been, if the Ascension would have been babyfaces teaming with babyface Usos, they would have matched a little better.
Or, yeah. For those of you that think American Alpha and Beauty and the Man Beast is weirder, post down in the comments. Tell us why.
Because you know that neither member of American Alpha would ever eat Cheese Whiz.
No, they're too jacked for that. But the knee is still a problem for Chad Gable. He gets taken out very early in the match. He's beating up Jimmy on the outside, like up against the barricade, and Jay just dives into a chop block and takes Chad out early.
Yeah, the one thing that really caught my attention at the beginning of this match is just how determined Gable and Jordan were to kick the Usos' asses.
Oh yeah,
because they were throwing the Usos around, amateur wrestling style, with no mercy.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Jimmy was getting tossed around the beginning of this match. American Alpha didn't care where he landed, just as long as it hurt.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was it was a great 8-man tag. Heath Slater ends up getting the hot tag and he is on fucking fire. Takes out both the Usos, ends up taking out Victor from the Ascension, and is just fire on all cylinders. And then we get this point where it's that succession of moves where people are getting tossed out of the ring, and it all kind of ends with Victor getting clotheslined over the top rope by Jason Jordan, which then leaves Jimmy and Heath, who are the legal men, in the ring together. Heath tries to go for, he ducks a clothesline and tries to push into the ropes to probably go back for an O'Connor roll, where the Usos end up making a tag. He then gets the jumping super kick to the back of the knee.
And Chad's not the only one with knee problems anymore.
Nope, and then he taps out to the Tequila Sunrise. So the most important thing to walk away from this match is the Ascension just won a match.
Sure, the Usos actually did the winning.
But the Ascension were part of the team. This is the biggest win they've had since the New Age Outlaws.
Yeah, technically the Ascension won a match against the tag team champions.
Yeah.
Congratulations, guys.
Great things happen on Smackdown. Thanks, Daniel Bryan. Thank you, Shane McMahon. Neither of which were on the show today.
Yeah.
It was very interesting. Alright, so then we had... we now know that next week there will be a big Kurt Hawkins announcement.
Yeah.
Which, immediately after he said that, Kevin Hawk went, "He's going to Raw!"
That's going to be the biggest troll.
I think that would make me so upset because I'm excited to see Kurt Hawkins. If he goes to Raw, he's not doing shit.
Yeah, no, he's going to team with Jinder Mahal.
Fuck you. That's not
and
even
Bo
cool.
Dallas.
The new social outcast.
Yeah. They'd just be called the Hawkins something. I got nothing.
Doctors recommend that sleep get 8 hours of Kurt Hawkins.
That's been one of my favorites.
He just rips the little face mask off too as he looks over to the camera.
What about the Mrs. Homecoming?
This starts off like any other egotistical champion celebration.
Yeah, big
look
fanfare,
how cool I am kind of thing.
The red carpet rolled out in the ring. Pictures of the Miz's career on giant photo easels. Maurice, goddamn. Miz, lots of pyro.
Lots of pyro, pictures of him in the ring, a video package of the evolution of the Miz.
And, he's like, hey, guess what? Big celebration for me, because I'm the best. And I only care the fact that there's 2 people in the crowd that are the only cool people that are in the entire crowd, and that's my mommy and my daddy.
Yeah.
I don't know why I gave Miz that voice.
Well,
but,
makes sense.
He points out that, there's Miz's parents, and they have not aged gracefully in the last few years, but that's neither here nor there.
Because Maurice makes him aware that Dolph Ziggler's parents are also in the crowd because Dolph is also from Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, and Dolph's dad, not impressed. Mom, however, is
finger wagging like a motherfucker.
Waggling that finger like it's going out of style.
How dare you, Miz? Like it wasn't stopping.
Like it's 1962 all over.
And then Miz goes, "You should be embarrassed because you have raised the most the epitome of a failure in a son." And then immediately Ziggler comes out and goes, "You know what? If you're gonna say something about me, don't say it to my parents, don't say it to my fans, don't say it to my city, say it to my face."
And Miz is just like, "Oh well, I've already said everything I wanted to say to you, so bye."
Yeah, because I've beaten you again and again, and Ziggler's like, "Well, you cheated again and again," and then yeah,
Miz is like, "I don't care if I cheated or not, it doesn't matter. I don't even care if you come out here to beg me for another championship match, it ain't ever gonna happen."
Yeah. So Miz walks away. He goes on this rant telling Ziggler like, "What do you even have left? Like you're not a champion. You haven't won a title in forever. You haven't amounted to anything. What is there for you? Your career, there's nothing in your career that's worthwhile. Like, you might have this ring, you might have this crowd, but other than that, there's nothing of importance about you." And as he's walking away, Ziggler stops him and he says, "You're right. This ring is all I have. These fans are all I have." And this, I love, whatever has just kickstarted this Dolph Ziggler amazing promo fest that he's had these last couple months have been fucking fantastic.
I think he just realizes that he sounds way cooler when he yells.
Maybe.
Because that's like the only difference. Is that I realize in like all these like big Dolph Ziggler promos that are getting a lot of good reactions is like he's just yelling.
It's intensity. It adds to the emotion, makes people feel things.
Well, that's another thing is it's like it's the complete polar opposite of what Dolph Ziggler was.
Right.
It's like Dolph Ziggler was not an emotional person.
Yeah, he's
like when he first started, he was
I'm Dolph Ziggler.
He was the very couth, very cocky, very slick. Hey, I'm this guy and I can do cool moves and I'm better than you because I have a six-pack and that kind of stuff.
Not wrong.
Where it was just like, okay, here's another cocky heel, when he was first coming in.
Right.
And that's kind of, even as he transitioned to like a babyface over his career, he still kind of maintained that air of like, oh yeah, I'm cool because I wear edgy clothes and I still have a six-pack and I'm not a cheerleader anymore. So there.
Suck it. But yeah, he goes on this impassioned promo, and he says the one thing that Miz knew he was going to say. He's like, if you put that title up one more time, and Miz just kind of goes, oh great, here we go. And Ziggler's like, just one more time, and the crowd's getting into it. He goes, you put that title on the line, and I'll put my entire career. And then
Miz is like, of course you would say, whoa.
Miz's ears perk up, and he's like, I'm sorry. Did you say that you'd put your entire career on the line? Not like...
As he fast forward walks to the ring.
Not like you'll leave and go to Raw or NXT or take a 30-day sabbatical. You will put your entire career on the line, and you will be out of the WWE because of me. And Ziggler's like, yeah, you put the title on the line, I'll put my career on the line. So in 2 weeks... at No Mercy, we have career versus title, Miz versus Ziggler, Intercontinental title on the line, Dolph Ziggler's career on the line.
I'm gonna miss Dolph.
This is I'm not making any guesses yet because I don't know. I know there's been a lot of talk of Dolph wanting to leave, and Miz is doing good stuff with the Intercontinental title, but I don't know. We will find out in the coming weeks as we do No Mercy.
Absolutely.
But we will also find out who will be the WWE Champion heading into No Mercy, as our main event is Dean Ambrose getting his one-on-one rematch from Backlash. And we have John Cena at commentary. All three of these guys have had something to say throughout the night, which is kind of reiterating how they feel about the other two.
Yeah, and this is because this is the first time the WWE Championship is being defended on Smackdown Live.
Yeah, very cool. And the match is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Cena's commentary is great. This made me realize that when Cena does finally retire, I would like him to become a commentator. Because even if it is just for like,
he's gonna wait for JBL to retire from commentary.
I'd like them as a commentary team.
That's only one ex champion per team, so he's gotta wait for. Yeah, because.
Who's the one on Raw?
Oh, Corey Graves.
Oh, okay. I guess
former NXT Tag Team Champion.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I had to think about that. It was like Byron didn't win a championship.
Well, and Michael Cole's undefeated at WrestleMania, so.
Yeah, we're not supposed to mention that. That's blasphemy. Stone Cold screwed Jerry the King Lawler.
Is it sad that we can say that Michael Cole's got a cleaner WrestleMania record than Undertaker now?
I'm gonna throw Roman Reigns at you.
Superman punch. No, you can't. That's Raw. You gotta throw Daniel Bryan at me.
I would throw Stone Cold, but he's over on the other side of the couch. Anyway, no, the match was awesome. They carried a lot of that same intensity that they had at Backlash, and it helped. It kind of helped, heighten, the importance of the match, having, a 15-time champion like John Cena out at commentary, talking about, how important a match like this is, and how important, he's making us realize, granted this is just like hey, John Cena's going to be in the title picture for a second, but he's actually making us feel like this would mean the world to him to be in the same conversation as Ric Flair, as a 16-time world champion. And so, yeah, it really adds to, the wonder of, who does he prefer? He doesn't really prefer either of them as champion. It doesn't really matter who's champion. He's still planning to walk out as champion. And Ziggler, still caught up in that whole thing. Ambrose and Styles they play off each other so well. And it helps that Cena's out there. I think both of them are kind of showing off a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Just to really, get inside the head of John Cena.
Or try to, at least.
Make him second-guess himself within the confines of a triple threat. They end up fighting up on the table and, doing a lot of stuff on the outside over there. And then...
eventually we get to, this point where Styles is, in honey badger mode.
That's the best way to put it.
They're fighting on the outside, and he throws Dean into the ring, and then he just walks over and forearms he forearms himself in the face.
Walks over and goes, wham!
Right in front of Cena.
And Cena's like, what the fuck just happened?
No, he walks over and he forearms Cena, and this is the obvious one where it's okay, smart move by AJ. Because now Cena's going to cause a distraction, and I thought it was going to be the distraction so AJ could do the kick in the balls again.
Yeah, because AJ does a springboard, Ambrose ducks it, and then tries to do an O'Connor roll, but as he's trying to pin Styles, Cena's trying to get in, the ref's backing him up, and then the ref finally...
I didn't realize Cena was such a hothead.
The ref finally gets Cena down at the same time that Styles kicks out. So Ambrose goes out and he punches John Cena in the face. And he's just like, fuck you. Ends up getting in. And then he gets rolled up with an O'Connor roll by AJ Styles. And AJ Styles retains the WWE Championship.
Who's holding the tights, though?
And Ambrose loses his mind. Cena has ripped his shirt off at this point, gets in. Him and Ambrose are shoving each other.
What, he shoves Ambrose, and Ambrose puts his hand all over Cena's face.
He's like, and Cena's like,
you're made to play.
He's like, what the hell are you doing? And then they kind of stop for a second, and then Ambrose sets up for the dirty deeds, which Cena's like, you do realize where I'm at, right? And then immediately pops him up, hits the AA. And then he's like, you can't see me. He's like all
super
kinds
intense.
of just yelling at Dean Ambrose.
Again, this is the new hot-headed Cena.
Yeah, and then
Styles tried to sneak attack.
Didn't work. Spins him around, kicks him, tries to set up for the Styles Clash. And Cena goes, you realize where I'm at, right? Picks him up, hits him with an AA, picks up the championship, and just screams with the title over his head. And we have both Styles and Ambrose laying in pain on the ring, as we've depicted here in our own
Sort of
ring.
looks similar to that.
Yeah, just not with creepy Bray Wyatt and the Devon Shelton Benjamin totem pole we have happening over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of good story build on this episode of SmackDown.
It was impressive.
It's, I'm still going with the I like SmackDown way more than Raw. It's continuously entertaining. Was everything great on this episode? Not necessarily.
No, but I think it's been a far cry for either Raw or SmackDown to have gone by where we said that everything was great.
It's true.
I will give, I wasn't here for the Raw review, but I will give Raw extra points this week because they had Drew Gulak.
Yeah.
That man is a genius.
Don't give him too many points, because
No, I mean, Raw is still.
Are you aware of the other things that happen on Raw?
I'm aware of most of the things that happened. I'm trying to just focus on the positive notes, which was just Drew Gulak appearing, Tony Nese appearing. I think that's cool because he eliminated Anthony Bennett from the Cruiserweight Classic.
You're still holding on to that one victory, man. Tony Nese is awesome.
That flipped me around 180 on Tony Nese. Tony Nese was just a guy who I always thought was like, eh. And now I'm like, fucking, he's awesome.
Awesome, Tony Nese.
But yeah, Gulak, he's one of my boys. So to see him on Raw, doing cool shit, teaming with Lindsay, so cool little like almost like Chikara team happening. So I mean they've got stuff going.
Maybe the two of them will face Cesaro and Sheamus for the tag team titles somewhere down the line. We can always hope, right? Thanks for watching the SmackDown Rundown.
Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe.
Click all the links down in the description to take you to all of our social medias.
So many social medias.
Talk to us on the social medias, as a lot of people have been on the regular. Thank you for that, by the way. For those of you that are watching us on YouTube, you can listen to this review and all of our regular reviews, being the Indie News, Raw Review, this SmackDown Rundown, and the Midweek Wrap-Up, all in podcast form over on the SoundCloud. For those of you that are listening to us on SoundCloud, thank you for that. Come on over to YouTube because you get extra videos you don't normally get.
Yeah.
Or you don't ever really get.
No, you don't get. We've only done like one.
Yeah.
We've only done one ever like special
Chikara.
podcast.
King
of Trios.
Chikara was the special one. This is the only one we've really done.
They're fucking special.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get your pay-per-view predictions, pay-per-view results, and top fives, as well as any other like cool thing that comes out, like if there's a network special,
Cruiserweight Classic,
Cruiserweight Classic, anything like that. Those things you don't get down over on the SoundCloud. You gotta be on the YouTubes to get them. Kind of like you also have to be on the YouTubes to get our other channel, Reasonable Wrestling Fans. It's reasonable with a W, just like the word wrestling.
That's where we do all the YouTube-ier stuff rather than the review-tube-ier.
You haven't tried that one before,
That
have
was
you?
really hard to say.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I got through it. Continue on.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can see unboxing videos, which I realize that you've decreased the number of boxes.
I have cleaned up because there is another one coming very, very soon.
Yeah, we do unboxings of our cool little wrestling subscription monthly thing.
That's great.
Check them out. We do reaction videos. There's going to be another one of those coming up very soon of us reacting to Delete or Decay.
Mm-hmm.
We do other YouTube challenges. And then it's also where we do the punishment videos for when one of us loses the wager. The last one, I had to drink a shot of milk and mustard mixed together.
And the one before that, I had to get hit with a kendo stick.
Yep, so if you tune in fairly shortly, he's going to have to drink a smoothie consisting of 4 nasty-ass ingredients, or potentially good ones, because they're going to be picked at random.
So we'll have to wait and see what those are. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next. Fuck Monday Night Raw.
Fuck Randy Orton's cardboard cutout with dead eyes.